Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is bad. This is terrible. This is an absolute disaster for law enforcement in general, okay? Because these guys are really making police across the country look like cowards, even though I don't think we should extrapolate from this incident that all police in this country are cowards and that they wouldn't go out of their way to protect kids that are being killed, right, during a mass shooting by a lunatic. But I'm telling you, this footage that was released of the Uvalde police officers being inside of the school while this mass shooting was going on, again, it's a very bad look. It is a terrible look. Now, here's the thing. Guys. I had stopped talking about the Uvalde school shooting incident, and the reason why, and I told you guys on video, is because there was so much information coming out about what happened, what allegedly had happened. I mean, literally every single day, things were changing. But it became obvious to me after the third or fourth day when things kept changing in regards to whether or not the school was locked, whether it's unlocked, whether a school resource officer there, whether they weren't there, did the police try to engage, did they follow the guy in? Again, there was just so many different conflicting stories, mainly coming from the police department themselves, either the Texas Police Department or the Department of Public Safety or the Uvalde Police Department. I was just like, I give up. I want to see the footage, right? I don't want to talk about this anymore until I see the footage. There has to be footage out there, okay? And the one conclusion that I did come to, right, is that it looks like these police officers were cowards. I hope that's not true, right? I hope the initial reports are not true. However, it is clear that somebody is trying to cover their ass, right? Somebody is trying to cover up for what surely was not a good job. Somebody messed up. Somebody made a mistake. Something went wrong during this incident. And lo and behold, the footage that has been released is showing us exactly why there was so many different versions of what happened, and the story kept changing because these guys look like straight cowards, right? In this video. I mean, it is terrible. Now, with that being said, I'm not going to actually play the video. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have already seen the video. However, I'm not going to play it because, to be quite honest with you, YouTube might censor it, okay? I mean, I literally did a video the other day about the stabbing in New York City, the bodega guy, and I, put a freeze frame on the image before the guy was even stabbed. It didn't even show any violence, and YouTube decided to age restrict it. So when YouTube age restricts videos, guys, that essentially makes it so the video is nuked, right? People don't see the video anymore. They stop showing the video to subscribers, which means that nobody sees it, right? So if I actually played the footage of this shooting, right, and what happened in the school, I'm afraid that you guys wouldn't even see the video, right? So that being said, choosing to discuss controversial topics like this on YouTube is not easy, guys, right? Because of reasons like that. And that is why it's important, and I really appreciate you guys who do support, okay? Whether that's, getting the merch or you donate or, whatever, Patreon. I truly do appreciate you guys because it makes me a little bit more comfortable with doing videos about controversial topics like this, because this is real news that we have to talk about, and you have to discuss it. Like, we can't just ignore it, right? But again, there is no real incentive to actually really cover it the way that we really should be covering this, because stuff like this is very controversial. So I'm just saying, with that being said, it's not easy talking about this stuff for various reasons, and I appreciate you guys who do support my channel, okay, because of that. It's only going to be still images, and I'm going to talk about this because this looks terrible, okay? So that being said, let's get into it. As one of the police officers that is facing a whole lot of criticism that probably should not be getting critiqued, okay? This is the probably least controversial part of the footage, is a cop that was caught on camera looking at his phone during the mass shooting, right? While kids were being shot and killed, okay? He was looking at his phone, which appears to have a Punisher skull on the phone. Now, a lot of people criticize this guy, right? I mean, they literally was going in on this guy saying, bro, you're checking your phone while kids are being shot and killed. However, if you actually read the story, right, which again reveals to me that a lot of people haven't actually read the story because they failed to mention this, they just wanted to criticize the guy. He's actually the husband of slain Uvalde teacher Eva Morales, okay? And apparently he was checking his phone before he was allegedly stopped from saving her. So he probably was in contact with her. Allegedly, he was in contact with her after she was shot and trying to save other kids from being shot, right? He was also reportedly communicating with the higher-ups at the time, telling them what was going on, right? And he allegedly, he was stopped from actually going into that room and trying to save his wife and those kids, right? Allegedly. So that's probably the least controversial part of this, okay? I mean, a lot of people are criticizing this guy, but, you know, I'm going to give him a pass because his wife got killed, right? I mean, I would hope that he would do everything in his power to go in and try to save his wife, and that he was probably communicating with her as he was entering the school, which I think at that point it would be appropriate to be on the phone to establish communication with somebody that's in the classroom. That to me makes sense. However, what's inexcusable, right, and makes no sense whatsoever is everything else we saw on this footage, as you can see here. These guys, clearly, with plenty of guns, shields, all types of tactical, you know, armor, whatever. These guys just sat outside of the classroom for literally over an hour in the hallway, not even at the door, doing nothing. Like, literally doing nothing. Nothing at all, okay? And, again, they caught stuff on camera that was just so embarrassing, such a bad look. Like, this guy right here, again, dressed in full tactical gear. Guy looks like he's going to fight a war somewhere, right? This man's getting hand sanitizer, right? Thank God he didn't catch COVID, right? Thank God he didn't catch or spread COVID during this incident, right? While kids were getting shot and killed. Getting hand sanitizer, guys. There's also another image here. One of the police officers, a more heavy-set officer, literally running away from the classroom, the door, as the shooter is killing kids, right? The shooter is shooting. This guy runs away from the door after him and one of his partners went up to the door. Shooter starts shooting. He runs away. I mean, just bawling down the hallway, right? Scared for his life. Again, this is just embarrassing, right? This is very, very, very embarrassing and a bad look. So, with that being said, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the video. You know, you probably heard a lot of other people's takes on this. So, I'm just going to keep it short and kind of, you know, just get to the point in regards to my opinion on this. Again, this is a terrible look, man. And this explains exactly why we witness so much corruption and so much lies and deceit and misinformation and redirection from the Uvalde Police Department and the Texas Department of Public Safety during this incident and why this stuff was happening, because they obviously were trying to cover up cowardice, right? That's what they were trying to do. And being somebody that backs the blue, I mean, I've said this before. I'm like, listen, I have a lot of sympathy for these cops, for police officers, when they're dealing with thugs and criminals in the street, right? Because I get it. When your life is in danger and it's between your life and a criminal's life, I'm going to give you leeway if you do what you got to do, right? If you do what you got to do, you feel like your life is in danger, and it seems to be clear that on the body cam, I can make an argument that your life might be in danger. If you do what you got to do to stop the threat, hey, I'm not going to give you much criticism because I can imagine what it's like dealing with those people, right? Not an easy situation. However, this right here, no, you can't back the blue on this, bro. There's no way. I don't understand how anybody can watch this and defend this and say, oh, no, they did the right thing here, right? Getting hand sanitizer, running away, standing outside of the hallway, not even the door. I mean, they was in the hall, all the way down the hallway from the door, okay, with guns pointed, waiting for the shooter to come out of the classroom instead of going into the classroom and killing the shooter. They had plenty of time to save lives. Plenty of time, right? And they just let kids die on their watch. That's what happened. I mean, the camera footage doesn't lie, man. It doesn't lie. And again, this is why you got to be careful when, you know, you back the blue no matter what. Because, again, people got to understand. I respect police. I understand the role of police in our society. I have plenty of family members who are police officers, and that is why, I'm generally a black and blue type of person. But people always got to remember, police officers are simply agents of the government, right? They're an arm of the government, okay? And being a conservative libertarian type, I distrust government, right? Which means that I have a natural distrust for police. However, I do respect police and I support what they do because I do think they are the thin blue line between, peace and chaos in our society, right? I actually really do believe that. However, you can't just support police no matter what, right? You have to hold people accountable, because if you don't hold people accountable, you get situations like this, right? Where these guys are running away from the threat, right, while he's killing kids. And then, they out here covering up for each other with lies and stuff like that to make sure they don't get in trouble or get embarrassed. And it's like, no, you can't do that, right? We can't have that. You have to be honest and upfront about what happened. And the Uvalde Police Department really screwed the pooch here by not just admitting upfront that, we failed. They should have came out here from the beginning and said, we made a mistake. We failed. We were cowards in this situation. And we're all going to resign, right? We're going to resign because this outcome is much worse than that. At the very least, I think people would say, you know what? You guys are cowards. We don't respect you. But hey, at least you realize afterwards, like, you're doing the right thing. Like, you step down and maybe you can retain at least a speck of honor, right? A speck of honor and maybe a little bit of respect. This right here, these guys should be fired. Every single last one of these guys should be fired. They should be not honored, right? They should be dishonored. They should be shamed. Right? Because, again, you signed up to protect and serve, and this is not what protect and serve means. I mean, if you can't put your life on the line for children, again, I understand not putting your life on the line for criminals, but if you can't put your life on the line for children, what are we paying you for? Okay? I mean, you have some of these towns, these cities, these municipalities, 40 to 50% of their taxes collected goes towards police. And if I'm paying 40 to 50% to police, and they can't protect children during a situation like this where they clearly had time. I mean, they were in there minutes after the mass shooter, the lunatic, went into that classroom. They were already there. If they can't protect kids in this situation, if they can't do their job in this situation, what are you paying them for? Again, this video right here is probably the strongest argument I've ever seen in my life for the Second Amendment, right? It is the strongest argument ever for the Second Amendment. Because it just goes to show you cannot trust the government to protect you. You cannot. You cannot. Right? You can't. One person you can trust to protect you and the others that you love is yourself. Right? And that's why, it is important for law-abiding citizens to stay armed to be able to protect themselves despite the rhetoric from the Democrat Party calling for the opposite. So, with that being said, guys, let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.